Did they look at you or look at the camera?
Straight in the camera.
Before there was ever a band, I kind of decided that there was gonna be a band.
So Paper Tigers is a long-fought love affair of probably about 17 bassists, 4 drummers, 18 singers. I was friendly with the drummer at the time and asked to join. I joined and felt instantly at home.
I was first introduced to the band when I was busking on the street, and Michael came over to me once we'd finished our set and just said, "Would you like to join my band?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's something I really want to be a part of."
Right, okay. I was laying in bed one morning sleeping, and I woke up and I had this message from Michael. We met up and we had a talk and we just totally hit it off straight away.
Before it ever hit on like getting people together, like I songs written, I decided on the name and like what I wanted to do with it and the direction I wanted to go and the aesthetic and like what it was meant to be. And like initially I thought we would be like a more like a kind of pale wavesy kind of sparkly band, but I've got the rock in me. So, Graceless, the overarching theme of it is...
It's a combination of a lot of different things that we've all maybe experienced or felt individually in the band and things that we've went through and like things that make us feel graceless. Like there's a couple of songs that have different themes and they talk about different things like, you know, like maybe anxiety or mental health problems or relationship problems, be it with a friend or with a partner or something along those lines.
The world is a cruel place. Externally, internally, the times that we live in are very difficult and there's a lot of pressure put on people, and like the internet is such a massive thing now, and it has been for a long time, but like in people's lives and how it affects people. Like people are worried about smoking or drinking or like drug addiction, but the internet is just as powerful and like just as addictive and like probably does more damage. So I feel like it plays like a massive part like on people's mental health and how they perceive themselves and how they perceive the world around them. And I use music and the band as like a filter in order to be able to process like the world, and I'm able to kind of take those things and put it somewhere powerful and useful. I feel like, to me anyway, like it's powerful to me, and but like I feel like some things like people use the internet as their filter to perceive the world, and it's very dangerous. So I kind of feel that all that kind of feeds into Graceless.
You can make your own interpretation of it for you because it will relate back to something that you've maybe experienced before, because we've all been there, and that's what we want to portray on this EP.
Second one? No, the second, because it's a second and the last. It's both of them.
Cute.
I'm just like, hey!
A camera.
Hi.
I drown myself in doubt.
So the most of the songwriting process was over WhatsApp of Michael going doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle.
I try to write something every time I pick up the guitar, which isn't always a constructive way to come at it, because sometimes you end up like you just want to put it through the wall, and then your neighbour ends up with a headstock through his wall, and no one wants that, and not getting the security deposit back then. Like I want something that is equal parts beautiful and massive, and then equal parts like grit and filth. Hayley's vocals are like the beautiful sparkliness, and then the underneath of it is me, Matt, and Emma, and like it's kind of the grit. Hayley then elevates it and takes those songs to another place.
I think whenever Michael brings the sound to me and I'm with everybody and they play it and they've got a full idea, that's when I start to hear things. It's either a specific word or it's a specific sound in a certain part of the song that I've maybe just heard and went, ooh, I think that's where that's gonna go. Every time we do another song, it's a whole other feeling, a whole new experience.
Really try and complement my playing to really help what she says stand out just in every song.
I've always been really interested in having a female perspective and a female voice. Like so much of the music I listen to like comes from that place, and you know, I'm sick of hearing what I got to say. You know, I've been in bands so long, and like I'm interested to hear what somebody else's point of view is. And
I'm very literal and Michael's a bit more vague. So when we write, you can kind of tell who wrote what. I don't really sugarcoat what I want to say in a song. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la.
it's just like sitting down and hammering out until you wrestle something out of it. I'm a good wrestler, so it's their stinky, dirty hands on it because they haven't sanitized, then it changes it, and
Because we haven't sanitized.
no, fucking don't
That's
even.
how you get the good shit.
Don't even shower. I wanted to do something that was beyond what we'd already done, and wanted to progress and evolve, and I wanted to take steps more towards like a bigger melodic kind of structure for songs. So like Omission was written really early on, and Graceless I've had for some time, and it just felt like it was very different to like Gucci Smiles, say, you know, and it just kind of it allowed us to take another step in another direction. At the same time, then you've like a song like Hush, and it's, to me, it sounds like Converge, and like with a Paramore chorus.
Michael knows what to do when it comes to finding the right people to work with that are really gonna make our sound what we want it to be.
She does.
I thought we knew what we wanted, and it was Ryan.
I've seen your heart go.
Ryan's very, very good at what he does. He just knows how to put that little touch of perfect.
And Ryan, like, I really can't say enough great things about him. We had shared like musical reference points, which is so important to me. Like, I don't want to go to some heavy metal guy who's like, oh, good Taylor Swift, you know, like that's not gonna work. Like this Pretty Girls record and this kind of part he knew, or I was like this Jimmy Eat World one, and so having that kind of shared musical vocabulary sped up the process.
And when we were in the studio with Ryan, he played the track back and he sang some harmonies, and I died.
It like made the hairs on my arms stand up, you know. It was just it sounded like a lot of other bands I've been in before. Matt came in and like all his takes, it was like I think one song was 2 takes and everything else was like first take. He's just on the money. I got her bass done the first day. And then I had a full day, just me and Ryan, locked in a room with guitar pedals and amps, and it was one of the best days of my entire life, not gonna lie. Shout at the guitar until it gives me a song. Ryan will offer opinion and will like give ideas, but he's there to facilitate what you want and make that happen, and just so easy to work with and great and funny and nice. Great hair as well, which is always important.
so that would be coming out of the solo.
Michael has
parts.
a vendetta against bass, like,
Oh really?
because I
It's
put
just
it everywhere.
all the time.
That's what I used to do when I played bass too.
Yeah.
Every song. Stuff with tones.
Do I need to
and-
say it? Do I need to say it? Do I need to say it? Because I will, if I have to. Do you have like a gate that doesn't allow bass slides on there?
So like I put some keys on a track, you know, I've always wanted to do that, so I was like, woo, gotta do that too. Sorry, I was getting in it there because it sounded good. Yeah, so I'm really grateful that we got to work with Ryan.
A point of reference
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely, yeah. Thank you. That's good.
No problem. No
Oh,
problem.
that's it.
I certainly feel that we occupy our own kind of space, and what we bring to the table is something very unique. A bunch of bands that nobody's ever heard of, which is good because then if you rip them off, no one knows. But you'll listen to a song and you bring all your experiences, and a string of words might mean something to me and it might mean something entirely different to you, but it's what you take away from it.
Noise that just resonates and comes out, and then bang, in goes the Tigers.
Like, if people dig it, cool, and if they don't, well, that's also fine. It sounds like how it always sounded in my head, and that's a difficult thing to achieve, you know. Like, Ryan isn't in my head, I'm sure he doesn't want to be there, I don't want him there, it's already full, but like, it came out just how it was meant to, and
Whatever way it resonates there.
like, you can overwork something, you know, like Great British Bake Off taught me that, you know. Don't overwork your dough. There's the thing of once you're done and you put it out, then it's not really yours anymore.
Hello, my love.
You can tell the difference whenever someone means it. You know, it's still important to mean it. Like, coming from like a kind of punk rock background, everything, you know, it should be real and you should mean what you're doing and you should do it with like conviction and passion and intent. Like, none of us are going through the motions. You know, it all means something to us. I fucking hope anyway.